Summer Series League play tonight. Our matchup for tonight, rather, is going to be, of course, our St. Clair Saints green roster up against Miami University. My name's Dan Banner, also known as Mr. Danner, is going to be your host here for tonight's action, as this is a bit of a rematch of sorts from the Eastern qualifiers. Miami University, during the qualifiers, both I believe in number 1 and 2, did end up having to play gold and green. And if I do recall correctly, they were able to pull off those upsets and secure themselves into the league play by taking the Saints down. Thankfully, Saints able to get themselves into Division 1 in the second go-round. But of course, Miami, no slouch to say the least. But we are going to finally get ourselves a little bit of a breather here. Because of course, if you joined us yesterday, Saints, unfortunately, were not able to get a single goal up against Northwood. We're going to break that streak right here, right now. Kamal with the individual effort to squeak it right on through. Starting things off with a bang. You'll love to see it. Of course, for Miami's side of things, we got Titus, Kiwi, as well as Zell. And starting up here for the Saints green roster, we do have Vitali, we have Kamal and Rahman ready to rock. We see Kamal from center. He's got a bit of an opening here, but Zell is going to stop that one in its tracks. Rahman is there for the backup play, but could not quite knock it down in time. There was some Miami University defense there ready and waiting. Big demo, actually, and Zell is going to capitalize on it. A huge demo in the midfield took the Saints defense down. Let's take a look at that once again. Titus there for the initial passing. Kiwi headhunting. You'll love to see it. Takes it down. That's a quick tie up there. Miami, they are not wasting any time either. Of course, standings right now here for the CCA Summer Series. Saints are currently 0-2 after a bit of a rough start. And then Miami is in a similar situation. However, they had to play Northwood as well in one of their games. I'm trying to remember. Stockton was the other one. So yeah, you're playing number 1 and 2 from Worlds in the last semester, and you go down to them. All right, fair enough. Like those are fair losses, to say the least. Of course, big surprise coming out of the qualifiers. We always knew that Miami University was solid, and their goaltender, unfortunately, is not going to find it. What a pinch, actually, coming out there from Kamal. This was just odd, to say the least. The defense on the side of Miami could not quite figure it out, and Kamal just line drive. Titus was actually there, but the shot must have been so quick he could not react to it. So Saints with the go-ahead goal after the line drive from the side. Zell right off the bat, nearly finding an opportunity for himself, a little mini breakaway, but could not find the net, ends up finding the post there. Titus, though, going to keep up with the offensive opportunity for just a second, but it does end up going right back down into their own zone. St. Clair on the attack. Zell trying to get it out of here. This is a bit of an awkward bounce, however. Rahman could not capitalize and collect that one, so it's going to be sent right back to the midfield. Still kind of stuck here in the Miami zone. Centering pass actually coming from the side. Rahman nearly crossing that one through the crease, but could not find a Saints member. Titus from downtown coming all the way through, and Zell's going to finish the job here for his second one of the game. And nice little setup here from Titus. Did have Kamal on hot pursuit with him. Rahman was right there as well, but the perfect redirect. Rahman, you saw, tried the flip, tried to send it towards it, but could not make contact. And the game, we have 2s across the board here. 2-2 with 2 minutes and 22 seconds left to go in game number 1, just past halfway. We knew this one was going to be tough, but we knew it was also going to be close. And it does not get any closer than this to start things off here in the CCA Summer Series matches. We have another offensive opportunity there for the Saints. Does end up going awry. So now Zell, they're going to try and capitalize. From the skies, big punch coming out from Kiwi. Just the absolute enforcer on the side of Miami University. Got the demo earlier, which caused the first goal in this far from Miami in this game. But tried to do it once again. There he goes again. Does end up getting Vitali. This could possibly cause a breakaway opportunity, but Kamal was back here. So now it's going to be Rahman drag racing alongside Kiwi. Gets out in front. Big shot from Vitali. He's going to hit the post. Rebound is going to not quite get a bit of an awkward bounce. Actually ends up going off of Vitali's bumper instead. Bit of an awkward angle right through the Saints crease. Shot as well. Goes a little bit wide. Minute 20, minute 15 now on the clock. Zell looking to try and get the go-ahead goal here in this first game. Kiwi was about to get the pass, but is going to be intercepted, going right into the crease here for Miami University. Titus going to push this one aside for just a moment. Zell now one-on-one here, going to get denied by Ramen. Ramen to Vitali, shot on target, but a big save coming out here from Kiwi. Last minute of play in the first game here as Ramen, one more shot, but Titus is there, makes the quick save, does have Kiwi down line pass, gets it right along the boards. Possible extra flick. Nope, did not have one in the tank. Could not get past the Saints. Zell and Titus kind of stuck in the same position, a little bit out of position, so they couldn't really get a good run at it. Do manage to control it. Shot on target. Nearly would have been there. However, it does get pushed aside. Vitali dropped down to Kamal. Does get intercepted once again. Titus holding up the Saints here. 20 seconds left until the possibility of overtime here. Or do we have ourselves a last-second go-ahead goal? We'll see in just a couple moments. Zell up to the top. Ramen intercepts, gets a line drive, but Kiwi is there to make the save. Ramen is going to end up getting the demo. Can the Saints capitalize in these last couple seconds? 3 seconds left on the clock. Goes up, Tally, maybe one more opportunity here. Kiwi is up in the skies, however, waiting for it. Ramen bounces through the crease. Shot is going to go high, and the Saints are not going to be able to capitalize on it. They're not going to be able to control it, so ball does hit the ground. And now, sure enough, we do have overtime. Game number 1. And a huge start for Kiwi. Hits the crossbar over, and the rebound from Zell to get the hat trick and secure game number 1 for Miami University. Whether it be passes or demos, Kiwi has been there to set everybody up, and Zell has just been knocking these into the back of the net over and over here in game number 1, and has been able to take care of the Saints in game number 1. Of course, best of 5 play here in the CCA Summer Series, so Saints not out at all, not even close. Taking a look at the shots this time by Saints with 11 shots compared to I think that was 7 on the side of Miami University. So just a situation, Saints had way more shots, sure. However, the side of Miami were able to capitalize. Goals for this game, Kamal ended up having both of them for the Saints, and then of course all 3 of them went to Zell there for this side of Miami University. Hopping right back onto the pitch here for game number 2 in just a moment's time. A very tough one for the Saints, of course. Having Northwood, of course, yesterday, and now a little bit of a losing streak does end up continuing, but thankfully you had the day to kind of like practice up, warm up, and shake it off. I know they've been having scrims for about the last hour or so as well, so Saints going in hot, not sitting on any bad momentum. But here we go once again as Miami looking to capitalize off of a fantastic game 1 win. Kiwi going to be pushing this one over. Ramen is there, but that's actually a nice centering attempt. Titus does end up getting the shot, but it was extremely slow. So Vitali able to capitalize and move on forward into the corner here versus Miami. Not quite going to find it just yet, though. A little bit of a back and forth. Right back into the corner of Miami's zone. Vitali being a little bit feisty there with Titus, but Kiwi with the control for just a second. Kamal steals it, looks for the individual play, very similarly to what he tried last time. Vitali up high in the crease, not going to be able to knock that one towards the net, and it is going to be cleared out by Kiwi. Right into the Saints zone. Ramen is going to push this one aside initially, but it's actually going to be Titus there. Look for a little bit of a revenge bump onto Vitali after the initial shot in Miami crease earlier in this second game. Zell looking for number 4 on the day, nearly finding the opportunity, but he was going through all 3. Would have been absolutely nutty if he was going to be able to pull that one off, but definitely a little improbable on the 1-on-3. Shot, however, from Ramen, no mistake, beats the goaltender and gives Saints the go-ahead goal here to start off game number 2 after Vitali bounces this one off the backboard and just lets Ramen have it. And it was able to get it past Titus. Had boost, but could not get there fast enough. Can the Saints hold this lead to tie up the series? It's a somewhat similar start to what we saw in game number 1. Very awkward face-off actually coming out here. The downtown shot from Titus nearly getting there, but goes a little bit wide. It's going to let the rest of Miami charge on through, but they're not going to be able to actually get it on target. Zell manages to get past one of the Saints and is going to actually defeat Vitaly for the second as well, but Ramen is there for the backup, but then there's Titus right in the Miami zone to send it right back through. Saints are going to be stuck in the row end for just a second. Zell has to have boost, looking to try and make the juke, and was nearly successful, but the Saints are going to get a fender on it just to deflect it aside. It's going to allow Vitaly to try and capitalize for a second, but not going to be able to control it at all because there was the player from the side of Miami University. Kamal gets the hit, gets a little bump on the player as well, lets Ramen break in, but he does not have a whole heck of a lot of boost in this situation. Not going to be able to make the move that he was looking for, which is going to allow Miami to charge on through, put it into the Saints corner for just a second. Centering pass going to be stopped by Kamal, and this one's going downtown. Vitaly is there drag racing alongside Kiwi, drops it back for Ramen. Kamal did get blasted off the field for just a moment's time, and that is probably going to stop this Saints offensive opportunity dead, as it's now right back into the Saints zone. Vitaly from the center. Kiwi is up in the skies already to answer it. Not going to let any sort of backboard rebound kind of shot happen this time by. Going to bring it right into the Saints zone, basically uncontested. He beat one, he beat two, but he's not going to beat the post. Nearly getting the tying goal there for Miami, but barely saving it for the Saints as well. The post, of course, the fourth player on the team. Every player's best friend. Zell up in the skies, right into the corner, was waiting for that bounce, but could not quite get past the Saints defense. And the Saints at this point, I mean, they're just clearing it over and over again. That's all they necessarily have to do. Vitaly looking for a cheeky one. A little bit of a drive-by, but not quite going to be able to knock it down. A little bit too high that time. Titus, shot opportunity, but Ramen gets back just in the nick of time. Going to keep this one in the Saints zone, however, for just a moment. Kiwi pushing it on forward has been fantastic in terms of assists and demolitions and defense, but however, not necessarily been the shot person himself. It's always been Zell who was looking for number 4, and Kiwi was going to be the receiver of that pass, but that demo from Vitaly was right on the money. The pass comes on through, but the car is gone, nobody home, and that's just going to kill even more time, which allowed the Saints to bring this into the Miami University zone with only 40 seconds left to go here in this second game. Just have to hang on just a little bit more. If they can keep playing this clearing game, I mean, it's not getting them any goals, but it is killing the clock for the side of Miami. This could be the opportunity, though. Kiwi looking for the first offensive opportunity here in this game. Titus looking to come on hot there, but Kamal is going to clear it before he has an opportunity to get there. Zell had to wait for it, going to get absolutely demoed and taken off the field. 15 to go. Titus down the left-hand side takes care of Vitaly. Nice and quick, still with control. Shot on target, and Zell! Goal number 4 on the day, and at a fantastic time to do so. Needed to tie the game up, send this one to overtime, and he finds the top left corner, beating out the Saints after the nice pass once again there from Titus to set this one up. And momentum for the Saints definitely hurting a little bit after that one. That was a very awkward bounce there. That could be a breakaway opportunity, and last second save. Zell nearly put that one through, but Kamal with the double save was only looking for the first, but it ended up getting both. Beautifully done to keep this one in overtime. Offensive opportunity now here for Kamal, but did not have many boosts for a little bit there. And okay, solid there from Zell. Not opting for the real one along the wall. That would have been a little bit awkward to say the least, especially in the overtime scenario. Ramen with the demo, but Titus is already up to the skies, looking to knock this one down. That could have been dangerous, but it is not going to end up going towards the Saints net this time by. Ramen off the backboard, but Titus is there to make sure no rebound is had. Brings it all the way himself and actually gets the demo onto Ramen, but Kamal is already waiting in the crease, waiting for that shot to happen. Big bounce off the corner. Titus is already up there, but so is Vitaly. But what about Zell? Looking for number 5. Can he find himself the go-ahead goal? Actually passed it down the Kiwi. Couldn't find it, but the rebound on Titus is going to be the one to secure the win here for the side of Miami University in game number 2. Kiwi again setting things up and then just instantly going after Kamal. The slightest of hesitations, the slightest of interferences coming out there from Kiwi slowed down Kamal just that tiny little bit. And we saw there in the replay, could not get there in time because of it. This game can definitely be a game of inches, millimeters, and microseconds at times. Shots this time here for the Saints, there was only a single shot. Meanwhile, on the side of Miami University, that I believe was 13 shots. So, I mean, solid 100% shot and goal right there from the Saints. But you can really tell, other than that first opportunity where, sure, they did get the goal, all of their offense just unfortunately fell to the corner, fell to the wayside, and they were not able to actually get that really on the target. Meanwhile, the side of Miami just peppering the Saints over and over and over again. Eventually, you're going to crack. And unlucky there for the Saints. It was only until the last couple of seconds. They're hanging off by a thread and then just all of a sudden could not quite finish the job. And that one's definitely going to sting a little bit. But we got to see now. Match point available here for Miami University. This could be the second time in 2 days that we do end up seeing the Saints get 0-3'd. Or can they bring this one back? We'll have to see as this game goes on here. Kiwi, the shot on target. Nice little flip there, nearly finding it. Pass to Kamal from Rahman. Rahman drag racing, but there is Zell once again. Last second. Of course, there's been an offensive powerhouse here for the side of Miami University so far. But making his name known on the defensive side is things as well. Pop fly ball through center, going to be picked up by Kiwi. Rahman going to meet him in the middle and take care of him nice and quick with big demo. Kiwi, individual effort, nearly finding a breakaway opportunity. Does get put into the corner for just a moment's time, though. Titus looks for the shot, look for a second one of the day. Not going to quite get it just yet. Centering pass once again. Zell is up there. Redirect was not, the Saints were not in the right position, but thankfully there for them. It does end up going off the post, off the wall. Vitali for the sharp angle shot. Was on target, but does get saved by Kiwi. Kiwi off to Zell. Shot on target. Big save. Kamal, though. That was definitely right on the money there for the side of Miami University. And after that, it's just been a very slow scramble in this midfield zone, now going into the Miami University zone. But no Saints to be found until just a moment's time. They're kind of letting Miami breathe a little bit. But now we do see Saints trying to put on some offense. But again, the demo, but the shot on target, crossbar, not quite going to find it. A solid opportunity there from Kamal, but could not finish it this time. Zell, sharp angle shot, nearly picking the corner. Sniping it, but not quite going to get it. Kamal versus Titus up in the skies. I think Titus got there first, which nearly brought it to Zell. Vitali and Zell kind of fighting for it for a second in the corner. Vitali bounces it back up. This is on target, actually. Can somebody get there in time to finish it? No, they're not going to be able to. It's going to be Zell once again to get there and get the ball out as soon as possible. Still scoreless as we make the halfway point here in game number 3. And of course, just joining us, the Saints are currently stuck in a match point scenario after 2 extremely close games, but Miami University has just been just a tiny bit more clutch in these last couple seconds of both games. Zell with the demo onto Kamal, but Vitali's already got the ball out of dodge, but no boost to actually make the move. You can tell that the Saints' resources are just getting ousted on the defensive side of things, so when they actually have the opportunity for offense, they have nothing in the tank, really. I mean, we know we like to see all these players go to the skies and try like these knockdown shots, but just it's not been able to really work here, as Miami has been able to just keep the ball away from the crease, oftentimes just away from their own zone for so long. Some good demos coming out here for the Saints, however. Titus is going to pick it up, send it right back into the Saints zone, looking for the go-ahead goal. A little bit of a slow crawler through the crease. Zell is going to answer it. It's going to bounce, but there is Vitali to make the save. Kiwi trying to brute force it past the player, past the post. Not going to work this time by. Titus is there for backup. Slow crawler. Zell would have absolutely had that, but Vitali with another save. Minute left to go in the 3rd game. Possibility of a 3rd overtime here in this game. And unfortunately, if I'm here for the Saints, of course, your overtime record versus this squad has not necessarily been the strongest. You might want to try and just finish this off as quick as possible. But Titus was looking to try and maybe end the game on Miami's regards. Zell now picking it up. Good little check there from Vitali to push on the side. Lots of aerial combat here, but nobody's been able to really move this ball for the last couple of seconds. Ramen going to be first to commit onto the ball. Going to get denied by Zell, but there is backup. Centering pass. Can anybody get there? No, again, they've just been playing the car, playing the body, playing the player, whatever you want to say it, but they've just been playing the physical game. And Miami University have been doing a fantastic job in that regard, and it's causing so many openings. But Kiwi had the opportunity for a shot, not going to get it. Shot on target, maybe a little bit wide actually. Titus nearly looking for the second game-winning goal here in this series, and the match-winning one at that, if it did go through. The ball hits the ground, we're going right back to overtime, but still not safe, not just yet. Zell looking to finish this off right now, not going to happen. Kiwi going to let it drop. Game 3, third overtime here in the CCA Summer Series League match, and a very awkward start here for the face-off. Vitali nearly had the dangle. Actually, that bounce off the corner. Kamal's going to secure it out of nowhere. The bounce off Vitali went right off the car, and okay, it just ended up being the perfect sharp angle shot. And the goalie, Titus, he actually got a piece of it, but could not actually secure it. The streak has been ousted here for the Saints, and this time they get themselves the overtime victory. Shots this time by, that was going to be 6 on the side of the Saints and 5 on the side of Miami. So a much closer one this time by, but it was so close. The fact that we're getting all these overtimes, both these teams just putting on an absolute fantastic show for us here today in this CCA Summer Series League matchup. But of course, it's Rocket League. You know, I don't get very much time to actually analyze these matchups after each game. We're going right back in the swing of things. Game number 4. Let's get into it. And the demos have not stopped since game 2, basically, here. It's going to keep things going. Wide open net, and it's going to... Oh my goodness, Kamal! Barely going to make the save there, using the crossbar to make it as well. Did not quite get all of it, but keeps it out of the net. A wild 30 seconds already here into this 4th game. Of course, for the Saints to win this matchup, they need to end up completing the reverse sweep, which of course in these sports and in any sort of traditional or these sports, that's always a very, very tough task. Of course, Miami just have to shake that one off, of course. They still have a little bit of wiggle room here, still ahead, still on match point. Kiwi looking to get something started. Big shot actually coming out from Kiwi, but Vitali was there. Ready for it. Shot on target, and what a pass, and what a goal. Zell once again going to find himself on the score sheet after this rocket pass coming out here from Titus to just send it right through the center. No contest there. Ramen saw it, he gunned it, but even still could not get there in time. The first goal of game number 4 going over to Miami University. Possibly the second here in a moment. Oh my goodness. I think we all just kind of clenched a little bit there for a second because that was so close there. Ramen, good save. Ramen again up to the skies, looking for some sort of redirection, but Kiwi is already there to push it aside. Right back into the Saints zone. Zell looking for number 2 here in this game to really put the hurt on, and nearly finds a double touch, but could not put it into the back of the net. Just ended up hitting the crossbar. The counterattack into the Miami zone was a little bit awkward, and actually the side of Miami could not really control this ball for a moment's time there, which did let it just go through the crease for free, but it did not end up being capitalized on. I don't think the Saints were expecting it to go that far, which, fair enough. Miami's not been giving you those kind of plays this entire series. Slow crawler in the corner. Titus there to answer for just a moment's time. Gonna bring it on down. Big stop there from Kamal. I think that was Kiwi looking for the tap in, had he been allowed to do so. Zell from the skies. Ramen is right there to answer, looking for the counterattack, but did not have a whole heck of a lot of boost to try and make it happen. Kamal looking for the block. It does actually put Kiwi into the corner, so he could not make the shot. Big centering pass. Zell looking for it. He controlled it. He did not shoot it right away. And I love the switch up coming out there from Zell. Not just to try and beam it through 2, but still a fantastic save for the side of the Saints. Not overcommitting and waiting on it. And sure enough, that turns into a tying goal as Kamal finds himself on the score sheet once again. Just takes it from his own corner and gets past Zell. puts it right behind his spoiler, and there we go. We have ourselves a tied game here in Game 4. Off the face-off, Ramen's probably going to get there first. No, good little defense coming out there from Zell, but it actually doesn't mean Vitaly gets a squeak in for just a second. Titus pushes on forward, nearly getting it past the Saints defense, but it just gets sent right back into the zone for Miami. Kamal nearly had himself the opportunity for a second. And Vitaly's slow pass through the creases. They're going to get pushed aside. So the Saints did have a couple opportunities for a second, but does end up going right back into the neutral zone for that's moment's time. Zell gets past one, looks for the other one, but Ramen this time going to play the role that Kiwi's kind of been doing majority of this series, playing the player, playing the car, and just pushing him out of the way so the shot was not possible. But Zell, breakaway opportunity. He was a 2-on-1, could not find it, and then the second shot didn't go through. The pop fly through the crease, and Zell's got to get himself the second goal of the game. It was not quick, it was not pretty, but it doesn't matter. It worked. He's going to pop it, lob it right over. Vitaly was the only one back, and you can kind of tell the resources were blown already at that point there. Miami looking to shut the Saints down here in game number 4 if they could hang on for another minute 30. Ramen off the backboard. No Saints available, though. It's going to end up going onto the bumper of Kiwi. Still looking for his first goal, I do believe, here in this series. He's been the playmaker, but not the scorer, but hey, every team needs one. Zell looking for the hat trick as well. Would be the second hat trick of the series if he could complete it. Vitaly with a nice slow motion play there. Snapping an axle or two. Good pass over to Ramen, but with a minute left on the clock, the Saints are in the hot seat. They need to move, and they need to move quickly. It's Kiwi looking to push this one down. Kamal back down to Ramen. A little bit of a slow one. Crawling through the Saints zone. Ramen trying to get past Titus, but Titus is going to just knock it right down the Kiwi, and this is going to possibly start another offensive opportunity for this side of Miami University. Kamal makes a first initial save, but it's still just kind of lodged in the neutral zone. Ramen brings it to the corner, looks for the center, but Zell is right there. They're going to try this again, same angle. Slow drop going to be pushed higher by Titus, just killing more and more time. 20 seconds left. Vitaly shot on target. It hits the post. Titus gets a spoiler on it and just redirects it just enough. 10 seconds left, possibly in the series here. Big demo from Ramen. Possible 3-on-2 if the Saints could pull this off. If that ball hits the ground, that is GG's. And it looks like that is going to be the case. A well-fought game. Game number 4, not going to overtime. It's going to be Miami University clutching it up and sending Saints packing here with a 3-1 victory for themselves. Again, we knew this was going to be a tough one. Miami University, of course, like I was saying before, throughout all of the Eastern qualifiers, making upsets, taking names, and so far, if you looked at the standings, they were, I believe, 0-2 going into this one. Like I was saying before, that was versus Northwood and Stockton. If there's any two teams that you're going to lose to as a new team in the CCA, those are some pretty good losses. So honestly, a fantastic team coming out of this Miami University squad, but still also big props, of course, to our Saints Green roster. As heartbreaking as these overtime losses can be, that's like a shot in the gut every single time one of those happens, especially when I think of game number 2, when they were just a couple seconds from possibly winning that one with a 1-goal advantage. Unfortunately, letting it go, goes to overtime, and the story goes on from there, basically. But it was a solid attempt nonetheless. This is going to still put our Saints Green roster winless here in the CCA Summer Series, but there is still plenty more action still to come in the upcoming weeks. Of course, every week you could expect 2 matches from both the gold roster as well as the green roster. Some of them will be here on the Saints Gaming CA channel. Some of them will be on the College Carball channel, like one that we do have for tomorrow. I believe it's Florida State University versus the St. Clair Saints gold roster on College Carball at 3 o'clock. So let's get to see, I think it'll be Comp Nitrix and Spoods ready to rock there. Still looking for their first win, I do believe, as well. This time in the Division 2 side of things, but still, may not be Division 1, but there is still a ton of competition there in Division 2 and still lots of prizing to play for. That being said, Saints do get closed out. Close battles, the scoreboard, the 3-1 does not do the game justice. definitely a very, very close and exciting battle. Good games to both teams. Definitely looking forward to more. With that being said, we'll close up for tonight. Thank you all for tuning in. Always a pleasure broadcasting for everybody. Thank you, Kaylee, for doing the behind the scenes work and this side of the broadcast. And of course, my name's Dan Banner, also known as Mr. Danners. Thank you for listening to me here as your host for this matchup. And we will see you in College Carball's stream at 3 o'clock tomorrow.